wanted to share some fun 4th of July inspiration with you. I'm going to be doing a decorate with me and sharing some of the fun 4th of July decor that I've been placing around our home. I've got a fun DIY that I want to share with you. I recently picked up an AR to go DIY kit, and so I'm going to be painting some 4th of July signs to put around to use as part of my decor. And I've got a couple of fun recipes that I wanted to share in case you're looking for some last minute inspiration of some ideas you could take to your family cookouts this weekend. So let's get started.
To get started, I'm going to share my AR Workshop to go kit, and so they provide everything you need, the stencils, the boards, the instructions, and they even have this little kit that includes all of the paint colors that you need. There's primer, there's little sponges, so I'm just showing you a little bit more detail. There's some white paint, some blue paint, there's also some red paint. This is the primer I was talking about. They even have the little things to hang it with, some extra little cups for mixing, some brushes and stir, stain, which I didn't end up using that, and little makeup applications to use with your paint. And so the first step is to place a base coat of white paint on your boards. That's going to be your background color, and this did take a couple of coats. And then once it was dry, I peeled the backing off of the stencil, and that took a little bit of time just to kind of peel it off and make sure the little cutout pieces, especially the little intricate designs, didn't get torn or damaged when I was taking the backing off. And then you flip it over and lay it down on your board, and then it's important to really kind of rub it down and make sure that it's sticking really well. And then there was masking tape to kind of hold it all together, and so you peeled off the masking tape before you started to paint. So to get started, you put down a thin coat of primer, and it does dry pretty quickly because it is such a thin coat, and then you start working on your paint colors. And so one of the things that I learned was it was best to do thin coats, multiple thin coats. The paint was a little see-through, and so at one point in time I was getting tired, it was getting late, and I did a few really thick coats of paint just to try to rush things along, and it did cause me some problems when I was pulling up the stencil. So I would definitely recommend take it slow, add thin paints or thin coats of paint, multiple coats. And then you can always use a hair dryer. I was using a hair dryer between coats to kind of help speed along the drying process, and that definitely helped a lot. So I would definitely recommend multiple thin coats, use a hair dryer in between. I did not record pulling up the stencil, but I did have to do some touch up because there were a couple places where the paint peeled up because I did get a little heavy on it, and also a few places where it did bleed, but it was super easy to touch up with the thin paintbrush. And here is my finished sign in my entryway, and I also have a little blue star from Myers and a little fern from the Target dollar spot. And then I got this little flag pillow from Hobby Lobby, and I love the nice little 4th of July touch it adds to my entryway. And then these are a couple of other signs that were part of that DIY to go kit that I painted as well, and I have those also in my entryway along with these cotton stems and a flag and just a white picture. And then these are my little decorator helpers. That's Bren, and that's Napoleon, and he's like my little shadow that follows me around all day long. And in our living room, I decorated our mantle. I started first with this striped mason jar vase from Hobby Lobby, and the florals were from Walmart, and I got that little flag from Walmart as well. It came in a pack of a couple, like I think 5 for $2 maybe. And the little star banner actually came from Amazon. I'll link that below. And then I got these 2 little ferns from the Target dollar spot, and I just loved that they were a nice inexpensive way to add a pop of color to my 4th of July decor. And then here is a close-up of our mantle, and here's a close-up of that garland that, as I mentioned, I got from Amazon, and I can definitely link that below. Matthew calls it the Twinkle Star banner, which I think is super cute. So for my dining room table, this runner came from World Market from a few years ago, and that platter came from the Hearth and Hand collection at Target. And then I also added some more florals from Walmart, and that flag came from Walmart as well. I think the olive bucket came from a barn sale from a few years ago, so I'm not quite sure who the vendor was for that. But then I also got this sign from Hobby Lobby that was in their 4th of July section as well. These placemats were actually one of our wedding gifts, and so we just celebrated our 6-year anniversary, and so they're about 6 years old, and so I think they either came from Crate and Barrel or Pottery Barn because those were the 2 places that we registered. And these plates are from Walmart. They're from the Better Homes and Gardens collection, and they're a crisp white plate, and they've got a subtle beaded border. And I think they just make a really nice base for your tablescape. And then the napkins are from the Hearth and Hand collection at Target, and I believe the napkin rings were also either from Pottery Barn or Crate and Barrel. They were another wedding present, and I just added a fresh sprig of rosemary to each of the napkins just to give it a nice fresh greenery. And what I love about it is it smells amazing.
Things that I love about decorating for the holidays is decorating tiered trays, and so this one is actually from the Hearth and Hand collection at Target, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to decorate this for the 4th of July. This first piece that I got at the Ivory Barn sale, which I featured in my video from the other day, and so I'm going to use this on the top. And then I got this faux succulent plant from HomeGoods. And then I got this cute little salt and pepper shaker set from Hobby Lobby that I thought was perfect for the 4th of July. And it's just a nice little touch that fits size-wise on this tiered tray. My son is obsessed with this, by the way, and he keeps wanting to play with it, and I'm so super nervous because it's ceramic, so we'll see how long this lasts. And then I got these little stars. They actually came in a set of 3. The 3rd one is over in our entryway. It's like a larger blue one, but I got these at Meijer, and I thought that they were a nice little touch for the tray as well. And then this last piece is actually a little faux rosemary plant that I got also from Target. It's the Hearth and Hand collection, and I thought that it needed a white pot, and I didn't really have one, so I found this. It's a bowl, but it's a Rae Dunn bowl, but I'm gonna just turn it around and put the little pot in here and use this as my little planter for my tiered tray. And that is my 4th of July tiered tray.
Here are just a few other touches of 4th of July in my kitchen. I also wanted to share some simple no-bake recipes that you could pull together last minute for your 4th of July celebrations. I love having fruit platters in the summer. They're just nice and light and refreshing, and this one is super easy. You just have the strawberries, and then you use yogurt pretzels and some blueberries to finish out your flag. Ice cream sandwiches are like the perfect dessert for the 4th of July since it's usually super hot out. And so you just start with some ice cream sandwiches and some sprinkles that I actually got from Hobby Lobby. And you just pour your sprinkles into a bowl, and then you just dip each of the sides into the sprinkles until your sides are covered with the red, white, and blue sprinkles. And this would be a super fun dessert to put together with kids as well. And last but not least, I made a refreshing berry lemonade that you could serve with your meal or with your desserts. To get started, I just placed this berry juice into the silicone star molds, and then I put them in the freezer overnight. And then you just pour your lemonade into your pitcher. And then you add in your berry ice cubes. And so one of the things I learned is that you do need to pop them from the back side. I tried twisting the silicone mold and cracked it. So if you need a little help, run it under some warm water and then pop them out from the back side. And then last but not least, add in your blueberries. One recommendation is adding a little bit of vodka to make it an adult beverage, and it didn't turn out to be the prettiest execution. I kind of wish the stars were a little bit bigger and a little bit darker red, but it was super tasty, and I think it would be super refreshing on a hot summer day.
That is a twinkle star.
Yeah.
That's an ice cream sandwich. What do you think of that? We'll have that a little bit later. Oh. You want an ice cream sandwich now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you one. Can you give me a second? Okay, hold on. Is it yummy? You try this drink? Is there blueberries in there?
Like juice?
It is juice. Try it. Is that yummy?
Yeah.
You like it? Can you say yum? It's yum. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video gave you some great inspiration of some ways that you can celebrate the 4th of July with your family. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what you're planning on doing this weekend to celebrate the 4th of July with your family. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend.